Welcome to the second edition of News Tonight. My name is Michael Jenan Lukumwa, joined by Elizabeth Nakakuni, our sign language interpreter. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in a first story this evening, met an Austria-based delegation at State House in Entebbe to discuss Uganda's carbon removal potential. The delegation was led by Olivia Mugabe Mitera, a Ugandan investment advisor, alongside former Consul General Karl Wiffler, His Excellency Elizabeth Kosinger, former Austrian Minister of Environment and Agriculture, and Jacob Zenz and Paul Nimefol, the founders of Econetics. President Museveni welcomed the Austrian entrepreneurs and encouraged them to explore investment opportunities in Uganda. The delegation presented a groundbreaking partnership aimed at positioning Uganda as a leader in the global carbon market. With over 3 million hectares of forest and 14 million hectares of agricultural land, Uganda possesses significant carbon removal potential. As part of this collaboration, Econetics is set to become one of Uganda's key implementation partners, working to elevate the country's farmers and forestry projects to new levels of sustainability and economic potential. The initiative will generate up to $500 million in investment, reinforcing Uganda's commitment to climate resilience while delivering significant financial benefits to local communities. Meanwhile, members of parliament have expressed confidence on the appointment of Dr. Michael Atingiego and Professor Augustus Nuwagaba as his deputy at the central bank. Speaking to UBC, the MPs said that the appointments will contribute positively to monetary policy, management, and overall economic stability of Uganda.
Resolves or puts to rest there's so many continuous demands from mostly opposition members of parliament on having a new governor for Central Bank of Uganda. So by the fact that the president has listened to their continuous calls or demands and made a decision to have a new governor, I think it's commendable, and the choice he has made is actually commendable. So I wish the new governor the best of luck.
This is something that we have been longing for all along. We even believe that all the messes that has been happening in Bank of Uganda is because we didn't have a governor that would competently handle everything, the operations of our bank.
Nation. Of course, most of the times, the economies of countries, being a governor, you must put in too many considerations. Because running a country and to be the aim of stabilizing the economy of the country, it's not an easy job. It's a tough job. And I wish them well. I wish them well to take the mantle. But of course, with the governor who is appointed today, he has been tested. How many years now? Almost 2 to 3 years. I think he has shown his capability. It would have been unfair, really, to bring another person who has been there for 3 years and then bring another new person.
Of mentorship, in terms of skills, even in terms of values. Mutebire was very hard. And if we can only pick that from him, he can be a very, very good governor. For the new deputy governor, in terms of knowledge, in terms of knowledge and skills, he's accomplished. If I would be on the appointments committee, the only question I would put to him would be to test his values, what he stands for, his values, whether he will be able to be strong enough to stand the pressure of not printing money, the value of the shilling going down against other foreign currencies. They must make sure that we move up, because sometimes having too much money, when you compare it to foreign currency and you have nothing, that's useless.
Michael Atingi Ego and Professor Augustus Nuwagaba, our reporter Arnold Makwadulo tells the profile of the two governors and the governor and deputy of Bank of Uganda appointed by President Yoweri Museveni today.
Welcome to the reading of the monetary policy statement.
Michael Atingi Ego is a Ugandan economist. On 10th February 2025, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni appointed him governor of the Bank of Uganda. Michael Atingi Ego formerly served as deputy governor of the Bank of Uganda, a position he assumed on August 3, 2020, when he replaced Louis Kasekende. Atingi Ego began his career at the central bank, eventually becoming the executive director of research. He worked with International Monetary Fund as deputy director of the African Department in Washington, D.C. In September 2018, he was appointed executive director at the Macroeconomics and Financial Management Institute of Eastern and Southern Africa, Harare, Zimbabwe. He is credited with bringing regional and international experience to his role as deputy governor of the Bank of Uganda, contributing to the IMF's work on capacity development and modernizing monetary policy frameworks in developing countries. In May 2022, African Banker magazine recognized Atingi Ego as the Central Bank Governor of the Year for his work in taming inflation and maintaining foreign exchange stability in Uganda. Atingi Ego was born in Uganda and received his early education here. He holds a bachelor's degree in economics from Makerere University. He earned a Master of Arts in Economics from Cardiff Business School in the UK. He also obtained a Doctor of Philosophy degree in economics from the University of Liverpool, also in the UK.
Is at 13.75.
Meanwhile, Professor Augustus Nuwagaba is the new Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda. He is an economist and international consultant specializing in economic transformation and wealth creation in Africa.
It is important for government, I think in my view,
He has been appointed as the Deputy Governor of the Bank of Uganda as of 10th February 2025. Nuwagaba has been a member of the teaching staff at Makerere University since the early 2000s. He is the managing consultant at Reeve Consult International Limited, a private consultancy firm in Uganda. He has consulted for international organizations including the World Bank, European Union, UNDP, USAID, DFID, UNFPA, DANIDA, SNV, IDRC, African governments, CSOs, and the private sector. Nuwagaba has served as a consultant for the African Peer Review Mechanism under NEPAD and was a member of the African Regional Panel of Experts on Development. He was a member of the World Bank Consultative Group that developed the African Plan of Action and was the team leader for the FinScope Financial Penetration Project 2013. Nuwagaba is also a wealth creation expert and has worked extensively in analyzing fiscal metrics for governments in Africa, reviewing financial performance, and analyzing tax policies. Born in Kabale District, Western Uganda, in 1964, he attended Chigezi High School and later Makerere University, graduating in 1989. He holds a Master of Science degree from London School of Economics and a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Economics, Inclusive Growth, and Poverty Eradication from Makerere University. Nuwagaba also holds a Master of Business Administration degree from the Eastern and Southern African Management Institute, majoring in monetary policy and commercial bank competitiveness. Wadulo Arnold Mark, UBC News in Kampala.
Police have opened up a general file of inquiry into allegations of officers' involvement in abductions around the areas of Nakasozi Budo in Wakiso district. Our reporter Abdunasir Lubwama has it in detail.
The videos shared by police shows purported residents of Budo Nakasozi in Wakiso district alleging officers' misconduct. In the videos, people are calling out the public to be vigilant about the emerging abductions. The residents accuse officers abducting young people and coercing them to accept being part of machete-wielding gangs. They claim the officers forced the victims to hold pangas as evidence as they record statements. Police have opened up a general file of inquiry and invited whoever has information on such allegations to help investigations.
What we have found out is that these two individuals are not known in that area because we have contacted all relevant authorities, local council, and they say they do not know these two people, neither had they come into contact with these kind of allegations.
However, police have warned the public against using security matters for social media content and will hold them accountable for unrest emanating from computer misuse.
Now, if found that these people were simply looking for fame, now this would be extremely irresponsible and subversive. But we shall not draw conclusions. The allegations shall be investigated, and we shall take appropriate action.
Meanwhile, police have directed commanders in Kampala Metropolitan working along Northern Bypass to be vigilant because of the increasing cases of robbery with violence. Thugs take advantage of heavy traffic jam to attack motorists.
It is true, at times we have inconveniences from some criminals along Busega and that entire stretch. I wish to use this as information and convey it to the relevant commanders for action.
Most roads exiting the central business district of Kampala are under construction, and during rush hours there is traffic jam on the northern bypass. Abdunasir Lubwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
The Electoral Commission has extended voters' registration update exercise for another 7 days. The chairperson of the commission, Justice Simon Byabakama, says that the demand to extend the deadline is influenced by appeals from politicians and other stakeholders. We have details with Philip Aguta.
The Electoral Commission rolled out an exercise to register and update the voters' register ahead of 2025-2026 general election. The exercise, which was rolled out in January, is supposed to end today on 10th of February. However, that is not the case.
During this period, we have also interacted with and received feedback from several stakeholders, including political leaders, the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, press, civil society organizations, youth groups, and members of the public. These engagements and interactions have given us valuable information. The Commission, taking into account its observations in the field and assessment, as well as appeals from stakeholders, among various reasons, has therefore decided to extend the update exercise for a period of 7 days, starting tomorrow.
The Commission encourages those who have not participated in the exercise to take advantage of the 1-week extension, arguing that there will not be further extension due to limited time.
Please note that the purpose of this extension is to provide an opportunity to eligible persons who have not been able to get registered between 20th January and 10th February 2025 to do so.
On the question of the students who have turned 18 this year and have not been availed with national IDs, Vyabakama had this to say.
During this update, such learners are at liberty to approach our update centers, provide the name they were given, the national identification number they were given by NIRA, or national ID they were given by NIRA, and indicate I'm already a confirmed citizen by NIRA. However, now I'm 18 years of age, I want to be a voter. Then that learner will apply to registered at a polling station in a parish of his residence or origin.
In the 2021 general elections, the EC registered about 18 million voters. In the upcoming general elections, the number is anticipated to surpass 20 million voters. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Parliament has vetted the newly appointed judges and justices of various courts appointed by President Yoweri Museveni. While the vetting process was held in camera, judges shared with UBC TV that they have been cautioned about the dangers of corruption and adequate delivery of justice. The judges were appointed last week by the President through the Judicial Service Commission.
Through a press release from the President's press unit, President Museveni appointed several judicial officers, including High Court judges, Court of Appeal justices, Supreme Court justices, and the Deputy Chief Justice. The appointed judges include 21 acting High Court judges, Sala Ngaseu, Mary Wabidi, and Simon Peter Chinobe, alongside 8 justices for the Court of Appeal, including Esther Nambayo and Florence Nakachwa. The Deputy Chief Justice appointed is Dr. Flavian Zaija. This morning, Parliament's vetting committee reviewed these appointments, although the session was conducted in camera. Some of the judges cited that they have been advised to prioritize fair, timely, and accessible justice.
Because they've done all their homework and they think we are fitting people the right office and should serve diligently and should make sure because we get our power from the people, so the people are expecting us to also give back without fear or favor.
We undertake to adhere to the code of conduct, and that is how we are going to be able to work without falling victim of these unethical practices that some of the people that have been dismissed fell victim of.
We had been found suitable to serve this nation and dispense justice without fear, without favor, without bias, and to be accountable to the people.
Due to the ongoing backlog of cases at the judiciary, the judges were tipped to expedite the delivery of justice.
But case management is very important. You just make sure that you clear your backlog, IT is done, you make sure there's zero tolerance if there's any corruption issues, you deal with the stakeholders, court users committee. There's a lot of things. Some are a bit technical, but with me as your judge now, you will see.
Alive to the environment we work in, and so just chatting with a couple of my colleagues, everyone is coming really with an attitude for change, with an attitude for good work, with an attitude to improve the image of the judiciary.
The leader of opposition, Joel Senyonyi, was concerned about the appointment of acting judges, arguing that full appointments are necessary for the judiciary to function effectively.
For High Court, all of these people have been appointed as acting judges. And I'm saying, no, we need people who, have full capacity as judges as opposed to acting judges. That's problematic even within the law to say that somebody is an acting judge. You're going to act for a year, for 2 years. These people don't get to have security of tenure. Any judicial officer has got to have security of tenure to know that I will make whatever determination I get to make. No one is going to arm twist me. No one is going to pull strings here and there. No one is going to fire me simply because I ruled a particular way. That's what I call security of tenure.
Senyon said the vetting process should be more transparent to allow the public to hold judges accountable.
Our rules currently are such that it is behind closed doors. I think we need to move away from there so that the public can follow, with you, the media, being present. In fact, in other jurisdictions, they paste the names of people that have been appointed to certain positions somewhere on a notice board, and then they ask the general public, if you have any concern about any of these people, do get back to us, let us know. So the public gets to be involved in the vetting, and also it's done publicly. Because it is the public they are going to serve. So let the public follow whatever it is that you're being asked, so that they get to then have confidence.
The new judicial appointments will strengthen the judiciary, improve administration of justice, and reinforce the rule of law. Rebecca Natongo, Dan Logemwa, UBC News.
And march by the Patriotic League of Uganda supporters was cut short after their chairman, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, was unable to attend. The demonstration, which was meant to end at Parliament, concluded prematurely at Katikati. However, organizers have vowed to stage an even bigger protest, this time with General Muhoozi leading the march. Earlier, the PLU members gathered at the organization's headquarters in Nakuru for a peaceful protest against MPs, whom they accuse of politicizing, ridiculing, and threatening their chairman.
Has been heavily deployed at Lugogo bypass as Patriotic League of Uganda supporters started a peaceful demonstration. The planned demonstration was protesting against legislators who allegedly disrespect the person of the CDF. Supporters, dressed in PLU-branded yellow and white T-shirts, displayed General Muhoozi's image. Lugogo bypass was all yellow and coloured, as leaders like Honourable Mawanda and Honourable Kabanda joined them on the trek toward Parliament. Portraits of members of Parliament believed to have strained relations with General Muhoozi were displayed in protest, while others were named on placards. PLU Secretary General David Kabanda addressed the gathering, outlining the activities of the day before they set off.
But because today has been unable to join us, we've decided to cut short our march into Parliament. But as I said earlier, we are going to organize another peaceful demonstration with our chairman, who is going to be leading this peaceful demonstration to Parliament to meet the Speaker and deliver our petition against those members of Parliament who have made it a habit to attack our chairman whenever they get an opportunity to speak in Parliament.
Yeah. More supporters joined the group at Katikati, where David Kabanda addressed the gathering again.
Therefore deserves our maximum respect and support, since the majority have already anointed him to be our next president. Since they have diverted the attacks from President Museveni because they have failed to remove him from power. And they think it's General Muhoozi Kainerugaba now that they can remove in case he becomes the president of Uganda. Before he becomes the president of Uganda, please prepare your papers, prepare your supporters, any time from now. Since we have already anointed him as our next president, before he becomes one, come and contest with him and we show you fire.
Meanwhile, online exchanges between members of Parliament, including Ssemujju Nganda, Tinka Simiri and Nyeko, have intensified, with PLU warning them against attacking General Muhoozi Kainerugaba.
We are not going to allow the likes of Honourable David Kinyeko of Machindia East to undermine our supreme leader.
There are some members of Parliament who instead of concentrating on their parliamentary business have made it a habit to abuse our chairman, the likes of Honorable Uganda, the likes of Honorable Sechukuru, the likes of Honorable Tinka Simiri, and many others. So we shall continue identifying those ones who are making it a habit to abuse our chairman. We shall deal with them accordingly.
PLU also called upon the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, to discipline the members of Parliament who have insulted the CDF.
This should also serve as a stern warning to all, including those outside Parliament, who have always made unnecessary personal attacks against our generational leader, General Kainerugaba.
PLU leaders say they plan for another peaceful protest to Parliament where General Muhoozi will attend. Sharon Tumdisha, Kenneth Tanaba, UBC News.
Ministry of Health has clarified that the HIV clinics in government facilities across the country have not closed as earlier portrayed in one of the dailies. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Atwine, reaffirms that the HIV services have been integrated with other specialized clinics at all government health facilities.
The Ministry of Health has dismissed reports about the closure of HIV clinics following an interruption in funding from the U.S. government that has been aiding a number of health programs, including HIV. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Health, Dr. Diana Atwine, reaffirms that HIV services have been integrated with other specialized clinics at all government health facilities. This clarification follows an earlier report by one of the dailies stating that government intends to close HIV clinics.
What we are saying is that the clinics that will have been running HIV as standalone must be integrated with some other clinics. For example, today I was in Kayunga. I went there and I wanted to see how integration is being done. And it is a very excellent way of doing that. Because now that whole, the doctors that see hypertension, diabetes, they can also see HIV. They have designated their special days. HIV will come, but they will sit where also other people are getting services from. And so it is not really that, it is not true that people are going to be that clinics are phased out. It is not true. We are simply saying that we are signing now, we are saying that doctors that were seeing other chronic illnesses like diabetes, like hypertension, will be also seeing the patients of HIV. That's all. That's what this message is meaning. Instead of having a separate place that, this one is only for HIV, no one is supposed to go, because...
Dr. Diana Atwine stresses that the integration of HIV services will not compromise the quality of care.
Actually, by integrating, you are removing stigma, because if I come and I have HIV and I'm seated with hypertension, how will you know me? But if I go and sit to the other side, and I sit in the other shade and everyone knows that that is for HIV. Actually, that is more stigmatizing than if I come and I sit with everybody. I enter the room, I see the doctor checks me, gives me prescription, I go and pick my medicine. I don't see any stigmatization of that. It is not also compromising. This integration is not compromising the standards of care at all. Actually, it is improving the standard of care, because we are now saying even the special, because in most of these clinics, the people who would receive in HIV people, they are just medical officers, junior people, even nurses. But we are saying, no, this time you must come and be seen by the doctor in our clinic, like how other people are seen.
According to the Ministry of Health, government has been allocating 50 billion Uganda shillings annually for ARVs, but this will now be revised to ensure that all HIV services are not affected. Adia Nakoche, UBC.
A trial conducted by the Makerere University Lung Institute has revealed that 2 locally made herbal drugs, Tazcov and Vedicin, are effective in treating acute respiratory diseases. Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Musenero, said this.
1% of children under the age of 5 die from respiratory diseases, which contribute to 9% of deaths and illnesses in this age group. The first clinical trial of herbal medicine in Uganda involved 510 individuals tested in 9 public health facilities.
Vedicin from Kazire, we have confirmed in the clinical trial it is safe. This is Tazcov. Tazcov has been developed by Busitema University.
Dr. Monica Musenero, the Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Secretariat Office of the President, revealed that the trial focused on treating influenza type A and B, among other respiratory infections.
So we tested this on influenza type A, very common cause of that severe flu you have, and type B. We tested on COVID-19 and another virus which is very common in children, respiratory syncytial virus.
Experts say herbal medicine undergoes rigorous phases in clinical trials to ensure its safety and efficacy.
The in vitro experiments, for example, in terms of these viruses, there is no need of trying on a human being. We just get the COVID or the corona, we put it with the product. If corona does not die when we have put your product in a dish like this, how sure are you that when it goes into a biological system, a person, it will die? I will simplify it like that. So we check that. Yeah. Now, when we are convinced that there is a high likelihood that this product will work, then we go into humans.
The findings showed, among others, faster clearance of symptoms, demonstrating the potential of these herbal remedies in treating the respiratory diseases.
There was also clear evidence that both herbal medicines helped the patient to clear the virus faster compared to standard of care.
Dr. Monica emphasized the need to standardize herbal medicine, highlighting that most herbalists in Uganda lack certification and simply claim that their herbs work without scientific evidence. Cayenne Faith, Stephen Kalisia for UBC.
The management of Rubaya Health Center 4 in Kabale District has appealed to the Ministry of Health or well-wishers to come to their rescue in finding a long-lasting solution to daily power blackouts at the facility which affect their operations. However, the facility is one of those whose helping hand of government touched recently.
Center 4 is a daily medical home for close to a 90,000 community of Ondora West in Kabale District. The center is the only government facility in this area.
Daily we can see around 55 to 70 mothers. Then when I go to Mansere, we get average of 40 deliveries per month.
It offers both in-call and out-call services, and the daily demand seems to be overwhelming.
We refer them to Kabale. Referrals, majorly we refer patients who sustain severe injuries due to RTA. That's road traffic accidents. Those with minor, we manage them here.
Medadi Riranjire is an assistant inventory manager at Rubaya, and he walks her through the medical stores.
We thank the government of NRM for this input. Actually, it is working very hard because we receive supplies in time.
He says this fully stocked facility always runs short of life-saving medicines due to the overwhelming demand.
We have these reagents which are used to test malaria. We have these reagents which are used to screen for HIV. They are always on high demand.
Ahimbisiwe Godfrey, a medical officer, says The late Governor Tumusime Mutabire Maternity Ward is one of the developments which has brought back life to Rubaya.
If I may summarize what this Mutabire's block has helped us, we have increased on the mothers we used to have. Because we used to say, mothers go, we don't have space. But now we have more than enough space. We even encourage more to come. On top of that, we received a nice labor ward.
Another life-changing development at Rubaya Health Center 4 has been the transition from these old and dilapidated staff housing to the new ones.
18%, I mean, those were few staffs who had accommodation inside. But after this new infrastructure, it was raised. We are now at 51. Half of the staffs we have now, we are able to accommodate them. And this new infrastructure has helped us in doing our work effectively.
However, this doesn't mean all is well.
The challenge we have mainly is we don't have power backup. Our standby generator got issues very many years ago and could not be worked on. Our solar system, which was the backup, also got a mechanical fault and it is not working. At night when we get mothers who are supposed to be delivering by operation, we don't work on them.
Honorable David Bahati is admired here. His name has been written in most books in this facility for having enabled the Rubaya Health Center 4 to transition from grass to grace.
He has enabled to get us an ambulance. When you see the terrain, like I told you, we had challenges with patients, those who refer, especially the mothers delivering. The ambulance has done us well. If you see in our books, since the arrival of ambulance, I must say we have not had any mother dying here or dying in the process of delivering like it used to be in the past.
Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Abantu be Buloba mwena olwako olwaleero tuli wamwe wano ku St Paul Kindergarten nga tukuze kukola ki tuze kuwa muzadde waffe eyawangudde school fees za mwaka mulamba. Kyeyakoze jogajoga yasasuza school fees we n'akozesa school pay bw'atyo n'awangula.
Nasooka kwogera amannya ga mwana mulala ngenda okuwulira ng'asiriikiridde. Nenooza twakinzemu si kituufu ne mugamba nyinawo abaana babiri kyava mbuza omulala yaani ne mubuulira amannya ge n'angamba oyo oli muwanguzi waffe ne MTN Momo wawangudde school fees gwe muwanguzi wa wiiki eno.
Dial *165*80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luero Kamdini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
Tonight we'll come back from the break. The Education Policy Review Commission, in its report submitted to the Education Ministry, recommended making 1 year of pre-primary education compulsory. Educationists have welcomed the proposal, noting that the nursery sector has been predominantly managed by private institutions with minimal government intervention.
It is now common to see children as young as 3 enrolled in a nursery school for 3 years before joining primary school. This level consists of baby class, middle class and top class. However, the sector has largely remained private. David Izali, a parent from Bubita in Bududa district, points out that nursery education has largely been accessible to urban parents. He asserts that in rural areas, only a few can afford it, leaving many children without this crucial early childhood development stage. To escape this narrative, he began a nursery school for his area.
Remember that in the urban areas, children go to school, the parents take the children up to the age of 3, 4, 5. So they have about 3 years above the primary school age. That means in all they do about 10 years of primary, while in the rural area they do 7 years. And at the end of the day, they all do the same exam.
The Education Policy Review Commission's report submitted to the Ministry of Education and Sports recommends a compulsory 1 year pre-primary education for children aged 5 to 6 years. It emphasizes that this policy, if adopted, will enhance access, especially in rural and underserved areas.
You know, we have the parents and the guardians who now think they don't have time for their children. But the whole idea is that we are losing focus. Because before we go to the teaching learning process, there is that learning that takes place at home, from the mothers, from the fathers, as it used to be in the early days in the informal education. Now, parenting is not there, and possibly that explains the kind of behavior, the morals that we see in society.
Filbert Baguma, United General Secretary, argues that the government's limited attention to early childhood education has been a disservice, and this reform should have been introduced much earlier.
The idea of pre-primary is actually something that should have been done yesterday, not today. Because research has it that countries that have invested in pre-primary, the investment return is very high. And therefore, leaving it in the hands of the private sector has been a disservice to Ugandans.
Educationists have also endorsed the proposed 8 a.m. school morning reporting time, criticizing the current practice of nursery children leaving home as early as 6 a.m.
Because if you make these learners, these toddlers, wake up very early, they reach school when they're already tired. Because now a parent will tell you, I wake up very early because I have to beat jam and reach at school early. But if there was a policy where children in a certain locality don't cross to further schools, don't cross from their locality, but they study within their locality, that will help a lot.
Crispus Arinitswe, Win Mukisa, UBC News.
Uganda's judicial system is currently facing a backlog of cases which places a burden on its courts and the legal profession. With the growing number of disputes ranging from business and family conflicts to international commercial issues, there is a pressing need for efficient alternative methods of dispute resolution.
The Arbitration and Mediation Society of Uganda has partnered with
with Makerere University Business School to train professionals in mediation and arbitration.
Because one of the biggest problems which we have here in Uganda is the backlog which is in our courts. So if we have the advancement of the alternative dispute resolution and those who have been trained are trained on an international standard, then our people will be able to deal with whatever sort of disputes in the community which can be able to advance our economy, advance and address all the issues which we are facing at the moment.
AMSU's collaboration with MOBS formalized through a memorandum of understanding to create short professional courses in mediation and international commercial arbitration.
International commercial dispute is another, or arbitration is another area which is growing so much in Uganda. As you know, so many investors are coming in, and this is an area of expertise where we need more international commercial arbitrators to be able to manage our cases and to represent our clients or other Ugandans or anyone in the business into this international commercial arbitration.
The training programs offered by AMSU and MOBS are designed to provide immediate real-world benefits and to ensure every student gets the skills necessary to competently handle disputes.
Conflicts must be resolved quickly. There are very many contracts in this country. When you check PPDA, about 70% of the works contracts can never be completed in time and can never be completed without conflicts, and your workers leave the site and then you quarrel and then you go to court and you go to PPDA and you everywhere. Commercial decisions must be taken in time.
AMSU has so far trained over 100 mediators and approximately 36 arbitration practitioners.
These two courses, they help in resolving conflicts without spending a lot of time, without being legalistic, and at the same time without following the necessary legalities. Because majority of Ugandans don't have the money to spend on the lawyers, they don't have even the time. Somebody may start from magistrate grade 1, by the time you reach the Supreme Court, maybe you have died, maybe people are tired, and at the end of the day, people don't get justice.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The East African crude oil pipeline has started constructing 15 boreholes in the districts affected by the pipeline to address water shortages. The Deputy MD, John Bosco Herbal, says that the aim is to promote sustainable water for the communities.
One of the challenges we found in the district was lack of safe water. And we committed ourselves to ensure that we provide safe water for the communities. So like I mentioned, we have 2 in Chikube out of 15, and we are continuing on that journey.
While commissioning boreholes constructed by ECOP in Makabara village, Chirizafumbi sub-county in Chikube district, Habomugisha said the aim is to promote sustainable water for communities.
We are continuing to ensure that the communities where we pass have safe drinking water.
Chikube District Water Officer Hilary Agondeza further noted that the district has low water coverage, currently at 72%.
We do have challenges that we do face as a district. To begin with, climate variations, we have the climate change, we do have the children who vandalize the water source points, and we do have the communities which are not willing to do their community capital contribution to ensure that the sources are maintained as they should be functioning.
Helen Barbara and George Newsma for EBC TV News.
Gomba West MP Robin Rakojo has warned parents against involving their children in early marriage before the age of consent. She says the first stage of a girl child should be education.
One of the key elements that keep a learner in school is the availability of learning resources, but students and school head teacher of Madusid Secondary School in Gomba seem frustrated over studying in tents, although the MP Robin Rakojo donated 60 desks
We had issues of seats, which we raised to our Honorable MOP last term. We are so appreciative because we have been hampered with that kind of challenge, and we did not even know where learners are going to sit in this coming academic year.
Last year, when I was here, promised them 60 desks. These desks are joined with the chairs, and today I fulfilled my promise. Brought the money, and the carpenter brought the desks. We're waiting to have them varnished because we want some brown color, some deep brown color, and it's going to be done.
She has donated the school 60 desks, as she had promised last year. So we thank her very much for that effort she has put for Madu City Secondary School.
Rakojo charged parents to stop marrying off the girl child, which denies them a right to education.
I'd like to ask parents to desist from marrying off girls who are below 18 years. It is unacceptable, it is illegal, and actually it's a capital offense. Let them come to school, let them get educated.
Madusid Secondary School Board Chairperson Herbal Kasana urged parents to keep their children in school to focus on their future rather than material wealth.
This is very wrong for parents. Please, you parents, try not to persuade your girls or your children to get married before age. I'm now requesting the people around Madu that please, Madu City Secondary School is here for you. The President of Uganda has initiated the program of starting city secondary schools in every sub-county. Please try to join such schools so that we can have a better future, a better Uganda.
Stephen Kayumba compiled this story for UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Abantu be Buloba mwena olwako olwaleero tuli wamwe wano ku St. Paul Kindergarten nga tukuze kukola ki tuze kuwa muzadde waffe eyawangudde school fees za mwaka mulamba. Kyeyakoze jokajoka yasasuza school fees we n'akozesa school pay bw'atyo n'awangula.
Nasooka kwogera amannya ga mwana mulala ngenda okuwulira ng'asiriikiridde. Nenooza tebakinzizeemu si kituufu ne mugamba nyinawo abaana babiri kyava mbuza omulala y'ani ne mubuulira amannya ge n'angamba oyo oli muwanguzi waffe ne MTN Momo wawangudde school fees gwe muwanguzi wa wiiki eno.
Dial *165*80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSA is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower them, and provision of adaptive tools that enhance their quality of life through ICTs and digital skilling.
State Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Musenero, is concerned over the missing knowledge gap among engineers, which affects the operational efficiency and customer satisfaction. Musenero was launching a research, innovation and intellectual property Management Policy and Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers Innovation Portal in Kampala.
Oil and gas now.
Property management duties and responsibilities in Uganda help in sustaining real estate investments. The Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers was formed to acknowledge the engineering profession in Uganda and embrace engineers, technicians, and technologists. However, the engineering sector has challenges that lead to incompetence in service delivery.
Almost nothing on the market that is coming out of these innovations. There are knowledge gaps. There are very significant knowledge gaps. These knowledge gaps are many, but I'm going to talk only about one. Many of us as scientists do not understand the journey of ideas to the market. And it's not your fault. It's not the fault of your lecturers, it's not the fault, it's the ecosystem that we have been raised in, which was set by the people who set our academia. I don't know whether deliberately or because their interests were different, they omitted very vital content which would help you to move that idea to the market.
To enhance operational efficiency and clientele satisfaction, the Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Musenero, has launched the Uganda Institution for Professional Engineers Intellectual Property, Innovation Management Policy and Innovation Portal.
So it's duly launched.
Thank you. The policies can include how to screen tenants, maintain the property, and handle tenancy requests.
The products are really good, and nobody in the ecosystem understands how to walk those ideas to the market. And so we came up, after a lot of studies and analysis, we came up with this framework called the Idea to the Market Journey.
Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers President Dr. Engineer Bosco Lepi says the newly launched innovation portal will develop the engineering sector.
The purpose of this launch is that we want to bring the fresh graduates and many innovators into the innovation ecosystem so that we get innovations to prototype and development.
I'm Ivan Juko and Viola Nansubuga for UBC.
UBC News tonight. Scientists and researchers from Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania and Sudan have gathered at Tropical Institution of Development Innovations in Mukono to discuss the effect of climate change and its impact on food security. They advocate for more innovations and research to avail different measures that can enable East Africans sail through the challenges of climate change.
As the world grapples with the effects of climate change with its devastating impact on food security, scientists have come together to avail weather-resilient food crops so that people can sail through the harsh time. According to Dr. Clet Wandui Masiga, Uganda has the potential for agricultural innovation through strengthened the international collaborations.
Of benefit to the farmer is getting up to 10,000 kilograms from 1 hectare. This compared to the maximum of 3,000 from the Ugandan local. You can see it is 3 times higher.
I'm here in Uganda to see the performance of different hybrids from China and the local released and local varieties of Uganda. I see the performance also to gain experience with what they are doing here so that to take and replicate it in our country.
The scientists are advocating for support to farmers in a project that targets to reach 10,000 resource-poor farmers across the participant counties.
So I think in the future for the breeding of sorghum we should introduce the hybrid system for Africa, and I'm also trying to hope to get the resources from China to help people here.
Uganda National Semi-Arid Resource Research Institute's Dr. Ronald Kaketo emphasizes that their focus is for the regions facing increased climate stress.
Once there is a high demand for sorghum to make a particular product, then the farmer benefits at the end of the day, and a lot of farmers will be involved in production of sorghum in various locations of Uganda. Sorghum can grow anywhere in Uganda.
Roy Kevin Matovu, UBC News.
The Cricket Cranes continued their winning streak at the ICC Cricket World Cup Challenge League Group B with a commanding 8-wicket win over Singapore, sealed with 56 balls to spare today in their second league game played in Kowloon Cricket Club, Hong Kong. The victory follows their 52-run triumph against Bahrain in the tournament opener. Skipper Rezat Ali Shah won the toss, and Uganda restricted Singapore to 243 runs for 9 wickets in 50 overs. Senyondo 4 wickets, while Cosmas Chewuta and Kenneth Waiswa chipped in with crucial wickets in the chase. Raghav Dhawan partnered with Alpesh Ramjani for an unbeaten match-winning 121-run stand, guiding Uganda to 245 runs for 2 wickets in just 40.4 overs. The win pushes Uganda to 13 points atop the log, I beg your pardon. Uganda is back in action against Italy on Wednesday, February 12th.
Of the tournament. Now, we bowled well. We bowled well in the morning, so we set a tone for the batters to come and bat well and win the game by 8 wickets. 2 wins. And the boys are confident. They are ready to come and give a fight for the two games that we have back to back.
I think it was a good game for us. We managed to keep Singapore down to 244 on quite a good pitch and on small boundaries. So I was happy with the bowling performance. And then obviously with the bat we chased it down 2 wickets down, 9 overs in the bank. So really a good day out for the Uganda team. So we obviously set very high standards for this team. We obviously heading towards qualification for ODI. That's the big challenge and the big goal for us. So we'll probably break this game down a bit later. We're enjoying the victory, but obviously we'll have a look a bit closer later what we can do better. I think there were certain stages in the field and with the ball. If we applied ourselves better, we might have been able to keep them down to, let's say, 220, 200. But all in all, I'm just happy with the boys, that we've got another 2 points in Challenge League. Pitch does take a bit of turn. That's why we brought Henry back into the starting 11. Henry obviously showed us, the faith that we've put into him.
And of all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching from wherever you are. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakon and the whole team. Wish you the best of the night. Enjoy the next program.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Welcome to Good Morning Uganda, your go-to morning show to kickstart your day with all the latest updates.
Let's dive deep into issues that matter most to you.
In a world of stories waiting to be told, the headlines are your guide.